What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my Dark Souls 3 walkthrough. So today we're going to warp back to where we fought the Demon Prince. And we're going to make our way to the actual ringed city proper. If you remember when we talked, I think it was to Lap, he mentioned something along the lines of like beneath all of the stuff in the Dread Keep is the ringed city. So at the end of the last episode, we picked up a banner. And much like at the end of, after you fight Vort at the beginning of the game, you had to raise the banner. Little gargoyle dudes come pick you up. Something very similar happens here. Very cool reveal of the next area. Definitely reminds me of when you first see Anne Orlando in Dark Souls 1. Alright, so right when you drop and the cutscene ends, look behind you for an item. Gonna get a Titanite scale. Then just down the way, you can take a gander of what lay ahead. Very cool area. And off here to the left, we have an NPC we can talk to.
Hark! They brought thee here, did thou the gods serve? A lie! A wretched lie. Thy scheme is known to me. I know what it is thou desirest. The dark soul. Why else wouldst one deign to visit this dung heap? Give rest to thy falsity. If it is the dark soul thou desirest, then seek Filianor's church. There wilt thou the sleeping princess waken. Her slumber is a deceit, a lid covering an overgrown privy. Worry not. If thou art yet human, the urge will soon begin to swell, to curse the gods and bring ruin upon this accursed heap of dung. Now, yearly to Filianor's church at the base of the cliff, if thou yet the dark.
Alright, so he tells us that if we're seeking the Dark Soul, where to go. And here we can light the bonfire. And I don't know exactly who that NPC is. There's some that speculate that it is the furtive pygmy who originally found the Dark Soul way back in the day. If you go down here, you notice there's a giant dude over there that wakes up. He summons these archers. And so what you want to do is you want to hide behind here. They'll shoot 3 times. And you can run back. We get the Ruin set. I believe that is the armor for the Ruin Sentinels from Dark Souls 2. So now what we're going to do is we're going to hide behind these stones here. That'll keep us safe from the archers. And then we're going to run ahead to this one. Will also keep us safe. And now we're going to run ahead here where you see this broken piece of stone. You can drop down and then run again to drop down again. Make sure you stay on the move so you don't get shot. And you can turn behind you for another soul item. Over here we got ourselves a crystal lizard. And there we go. Alright, for that we get Twinkling Titanite and a Titanite skill. So taking this... Oh my gosh. That was... I pressed the wrong button. I accidentally pressed circle. Don't do what I just did. Don't press circle. Press X to climb the ladder. Fortunately, it is not a long way back. So when you climb that ladder, it's going to put you right by the giant enemy. He's like the summoner. And once you kill him, then those archers no longer spawn in. He's referred to as a Judicator. And once we get rid of him, we can actually go around and pick up the items that are around here. So I'm going to rush up the stairs and rush to him. So when you're closer to him, he can summon an NPC with a hammer. You can also summon the archers. So now that he summoned archers, I'm going to try to roll away. And then once I get another opportunity to hit him, he's summoning more archers. Unfortunately, I'm trying to get him to summon the NPC because it's easier to fight him when you get the NPC. Ah, they got me. Yeah, there's the NPC. I was expecting the archers to go away. I was trying to heal. I could have rolled again there. My bad. All right, third time's a charm. Go ahead, Ember up. All right. I'm not sure what causes him to spawn archers versus the NPC when you're up next to him. He can also do physical attacks. Heal up. See what he does now. More archers. So I'm actually going to run back behind here. Get out of their way. Oh, those last ones stayed in for longer. That's what got me last time. And this is the NPC. He hits really hard with his hammer. But if you can get away from him, then you can get hits on the big guy. And success. Get a divine blessing. So now we can go down here. There's a couple skeleton enemies that'll pop up. All right. So right here, have a large soul. Budding green blossoms. And here we have a hidden blessing. And over here, we can get back one of our embers that we used. Here we got a Titanite chunk. And then all the way over here, we have some more budding green blossoms. And of course, we got the ruin armor all the way back there before we bought the Judicator. Okay, so now let's go to the other side.
Many of us are by the fire, forsaken. I speak of thine kind and mine. Behold this city. We are kindred, but like two eyes which gaze upon the other. Fear not the dark, my friend, and let the feast.
So he's actually friendly.
Only the abyss granted closure. Fear not the...
We're going to see more of those things later. They're actually, some of them are enemies, but that one is a friendly. So over here, we do have some enemies. That one's going to try to push us off. I knew that was coming, and I still almost got by it. And there's going to be a couple more that pop out as well. There, he drops down. Some that are hanging off the wall. We're going to jump up. Or that are going to pop down. So let's see. Let's try to trigger them. Bring them over to us. Oh. They got lightning spear. All right, there we go. Over here we got some purging stones. And they're all dead. Perfect. All right. Got our next bonfire right here. And if we go down here, this is our next location for lap. So let's have a little chat. But before that, let's get another ember.
Oh, well, fancy meeting you here. A true blessing that we should seek the same place and find ourselves standing here together. I've got the last of my brew. Let's have our own little toast with it.
Make another seek
To
brow.
my search, and to your duty, and to the joy that lies before us. All right then. Bottoms up. Now, I'm off in search of the purging monument. Once I find it, everything will come back to me. Who I was, what I lived for, what my name was, and what terrible grudges I held. I don't know. I just have this feeling that that's the kind of man I was. Oh, don't hold it against me. I only think I was.
He's looking for the purging monument, which is actually right across from us. You see it there, sort of in the middle of the screen. We'll find our way over there and see if we can help him patch his memory together. All right. So now we will carry on. Got more of these guys. And there's actually a version of these that have crystals on their back that we're going to come across and see these ones. If you're next to them, they're going to build up that curse meter. And if you get cursed, of course, you're going to die instantly. So you got to watch out for the ones that have crystals. That one's laying on the floor. Don't let them fool you. Another crystal one that will curse you if you don't kill him quickly. All right. And right here we have a hollow gem. And this is going to be the first of a new enemy type. This is going to be a ringed knight. There are 3 types of ringed knight. This one has the straight sword. Straight sword ones are pretty easy to parry, but you can also kind of stun lock them. They have that stab. If they ember their sword. They also have a... I'm trying to bait this combo that they do. They have this brutal combo. It's like a 5-hit combo. If you get caught up in it, you're probably going to get killed immediately. See if he does it or not. Doesn't look like he's cooperating. I'm just gonna go ahead and do a combo of my own here. And you can also get behind them pretty easy to backstab them, especially if you have a shield out. We got another cursed guy over here. Take him out. They don't get cursed. So they will drop their armor set. So we had this one with a straight sword. There's also one with a spear, and then there's also one with dual great spears. Or dual great swords, I should say. All right, got a chunk over there. And get rid of this guy. In this next spot, we have these mages. They try to cast this ring around you. It's very annoying. If you stay in that ring, you're going to damage. And they can also, if you're not using a heavy weapon, they'll hide under their shell. And unless you can either bust them open with your weapon, or at least knock them over with your weapon, or if you kick them, it works too. You can, they'll see they kind of turtle themselves here, and they do damage to you, but in the meantime, they're healing themselves. These guys are very annoying, because they can hit you from afar. So what we're going to do now is we're going to drop onto the chandelier. And then we can jump over here. Another one of these turtle dudes. See, I knocked him back with my weapon. If you're using a lighter weapon, you may not be able to knock him back like that. You might have to kick him or just wait for him to heal and then try again. So there we got some twinkling. Now if we drop all the way down, there's going to be a spear ringed knight. He's got the great shield version of that dragon head, and they can blow fire out of that thing. He can ember his weapon and do pretty devastating attacks with it as well. All right, got rid of him. Very nice. And a Titanite chunk for our effort. All the way down here, we got a Shriving Stone. Okay, this next spot is very challenging with the enemy placement. So what we're going to do now is we're going to sprint over here to that bridge. There's enemies on top of the bridge. I'm going to roll to the other side of the bridge so I don't fall off. He fell off. This guy. Unfortunately, there is one on the bottom, and there's going to be 3 of the heralds that come by. Now, the advantage is we have this bridge to plunge attack them on, and I don't want him to come over here. I don't want him to come over here. Come on. Now he's mad at us, so I'm going to have to do a little bit of ring around the rosy here. And this guy came back up. So yeah, we're going to have to do a little bit of ring around the rosary. That's just fine. There should be 3 of them. I don't know why there's only 2. There's a third one. And generally, yeah. If you're patient enough, you should be able to get a plunge attack on one of them. And I missed the plunge, sadly. So now I'm surrounded by all 3 of them. This could be a death. 3 of them is... oof. I want to get rid of at least one of them here with the plunge. I got the one right underneath me. Come on. There we go. Fortunately, get iframes through that animation. We're going to rinse and repeat for the others while I get whacked. That was almost bad. Okay. Let's see if I can get this one. And we got one left. Now you could fight this one straight up since it's just 1v1 at this point, but I'm going to see if I can get the plunge on him. Or if he's going to come over here. He should fall down. See if he falls down. Here we go. And plunge him. Very nice. So up over here. Don't be fooled by this guy. Get a Titanite chunk. Now, up at the top of the stairs at this door, there's an NPC we can talk to.
Speak thee the name of God, thine own God, if thou canst recall. Ah, then thou'st not forgotten. Perhaps 'tis why we may converse. I am known as Shira, servant to the Princess Filianor, matriarch of the church. They who are ken to God's name are surely ken to the terrors of the dark. Please, I bid thee take not from the princess her peace or rest. As the fire waneth, does she lie by the dark, all for the sake of man.
The guy at the very top told us to wake the princess, and she's telling us not to mess with the princess, so we're going to have to choose what to do later. This is Shira, by the way, is her name.
Thou'st a kind heart to speak to a captive such as I. It is no surprise thou rememberest our God. May I ask
Exhaust
thee
all of her
kindness?
dialogue.
Perhaps thou'st beheld the lone dragon that inhabited this city. Medir is his name, and the arch-dragons are his forebears. He once railed against the dark, but was by dark afflicted. Now here, returned, he remaineth, to watch over the sleeping princess, true to the old accord. And yet, I would have thee put the dragon to rest, before the dark consumeth him, and his vows are forgot.
She wants us to take care of a dragon who once fought against the dark, but now unfortunately has been consumed by the dark. Wants us to put him out of his misery, so we'll accept the request.
I offer my sincerest gratitude, thou who art ken to God's name. Please, take this.
After you talk to her, you get the sacred chime of
I have
Filianor.
asked a thing most terrible of thee. May this token of thanks be of aid. I beg of thee, afore the dark consumeth him.
All right, very nice. Then we're going to go back to this bridge that we were on, and just past it is an item. It is a moss fruit. Just past. We have some more ringed knights. I think there's 2 of them, so I'm not going to go in. I'm gonna lure this one to me and fight him, and then go in further. And I think there's another one. Oop, he blocked me. All right, got him. Can't remember if there's another one here or not, but if so, you will not be surprised by him. There is an invader over here. Yeah, not another ring knight, but there is an invader. And you see he spawns right over here. Seeker of the Spurned. This is actually Alva. We fought him before and got his armor in Irithil dungeon. All right, one more hit. Oh, you got a hit on us. There we go. And get the Wolf Ring +3 for defeating him. All the way back here, we have the Witch's set. This belongs to Zuli the Witch. And if we look at that armor set, let's see, Witch's garb. Purple garb of the witch Zuli, who intended to seduce Alva the Wayfarer, but eventually became his closest supporter, spending her entire life with him. It is said that Zuli the witch, who was never loved nor loved another, experienced all manner of misfortune and yet in the end found her purpose in life. So there's definitely some history between Zuli and Alva as we read from that set. And it's no surprise that the spirit of Alva is actually the one guarding this this armor here. Maybe that is the body of Zuli, who knows? But anyways, definitely not a coincidence. So now we're gonna go back to where we were, the main area. Something just died somewhere. Go, take this thing out. There's a cursed guy on the bottom there, laying down. There's gonna be one that pops up behind us. These guys remind me a lot of thralls. They're weak and very annoying, and they're all over the place. So here we got more moss fruit. So down here, we're going to pick up an item, and 3 more heralds are going to spawn. So we're going to bring them back to our spot and plunge attack them. But notice on these stairs here, if you just lock onto them and shoot them with arrows, you automatically hit their weak point. So we can do some damage while we're at it. That other one ain't moving yet. So we might just fight him 1v1 when we get the other 2 taken care of. This guy's just taking it. One more? Nope. One more? There we go. Alright, come on back. We're actually probably going to get both of them coming over here now. No? I actually want both of them to come back over here. It'll be quicker if both of them follow me. Alright. I want both of them to follow me. Come on. Nope, the other one's turning back now. Oh well, at least we get one of them. Come on. Keep him interested in me. There we go. All right, get the plunge. Ooh, it was a little bit off center there. And one more. There we go. All right, now I'll get this last one at the bottom. You can also parry these guys. I don't think you can parry their two-handed attacks, but their one-handed attacks are parryable. Okay. Be able to get him now. There we go. Very nice. And he dropped another chunk for us. Okay, once we get to the swamp area, we're going to hook a hard right. Here we get the white preacher head. Skip that item for now. I'm going to go up these stairs. Run past all the enemies. Pick up the prism stones. And in here we have our next bonfire. So you can rest at it if you would like to turn in your souls. I will not rest at it. Got our first locust enemy here. Now we're going back out to the swamp. Fortunately, this is not a poison swamp. This is the item we passed by earlier. It is a dark gem. And over here we have more of the turtle caster guys. For that we get a chunk. And this one will actually do like a buzzsaw attack at you. Let him do that and let's go over and get him. And if we had rested, these 3 heralds over here would spawn back in. You can easily run past them, but I didn't want to rest because I didn't want them to spawn in again. These guys have the same attacks as the other ones that we fought before. Not the buzzsaw, but... Right, this one dropped. Twinkling. We picked up a soul item over here. We can climb this ladder. To the left is going to be another one of those locust-looking things, but he is an NPC, so don't hit him. I'll have a chat.
1 met the dark with learning, but in the end learned his knowledge was wanting. The world began without knowledge, and without knowledge will it end. Does not this ring clear? And fear not the dark, my friend, and let the fear.
All right, so let's drop down. And we have another ring knight over here. For that, we got these guys hanging off the walls and stuff. We don't want them throwing lightning spears at us while we're trying to kill a ring knight. So lucky for us, his shots are hitting the stone there. See if we can get the same thing going with this guy, if we can still hit him. All right. There's a couple more hanging out up there. I'm going to lure the ring knight over here, so we'll just fight him over here before they drop down. Actually, I was hoping to break his guard there so I could get a critical on him, but... Oh, jeez. Some pretty brutal combos these guys have. Actually, one... Oh, I was trying to break his guard again, but missed. Oh, he did it. That was an AoE, so... One more hit should get him. And that's a cursed guy. There we go. Alright, so all the way in the back here, we get the ring knight spear. And in this tunnel are a bunch of the cursed guys. Just make sure... Watch that curse meter, make sure you don't get cursed. I'm coming up behind me. I hear him, but I think he's up there. Alright. Another one right here. Another one. Regular one. Another curse one up here. My curse meter's getting kind of high. I'm going to shoot him down. To be able to finish him off. Go. And all this does is this links us out back to this first spot. This is where the 3 heralds spawn down there. So now we're just going to go back across. Actually, we should have went down the stairs there. Looped around. Because you have to climb that ladder again. So now up here is the crystal lizard. We're going to let the crystal lizard go because if you cross this bridge, you see there's a ring knight and there's actually, I think this spot does have 2 of them. When you follow that lizard, it's going to take you somewhere not good. You're going to have the disadvantage. I'm going to go ahead and buff my weapon up here. Only got 2 flasks left. No, you come across. Come across, buddy. I just lost my buff, but that's fine. I'll have to buff it again. There's the other one. Don't want to be fighting both of you. So you come on over. Not the other one. The other one's coming. Dang it. That's exactly what I wanted to avoid. Yep, I'm in a bad spot. Real bad spot. Just need to get this one out. Oh, jeez. Okay, I'm still alive somehow. Alright, the wrong one is coming for me. I want the one with the spear, because he's almost dead. There we go. Perfect. And did the other one drop down? Did he fall? He must have fallen. Yeah, he fell. Okay, well that's actually to our advantage. I do want to kill him, but... I'm going to go ahead and quit and reload to bring the lizard back in. And that might reset his position. I'm not sure if that'll reset his position. It probably will. Which is actually ideal. If all went according to plan, I would have gotten them one at a time. And then the lizard, then I would have reset or quit and reloaded to get the lizard to go back. Then they'd all be dead. But the one with the... No! Dadgummit. Is he dead? Nope. See if I can snipe him. He's not going to cooperate, is he? Alright, I'm going to quit and reload again. Sorry about that. Alright, this time, let's handle this. There we go. Got our Twinkling Titanite. I'm going to go on and throw on a Divine Blessing if I need it. Heal while I fight this Ring Knight. See how it goes. There he is. Oh, he's doing the fire. Almost comboed him. All right, very nice, very nice. Okay, then. This guy dropping down on us. And in here we have the lamp. Yet again. And the covetous gold serpent ring +3.
Oh, and here we are again. How goes things? I'm rather running in circles, I'm afraid. I can't find the purging monument. And I've searched high and low. What if it was never here in the first place? Oh, bloody hell. Sorry. I know it doesn't concern. Seeing you all good and well, I just forget it all. Like a good hollow would. Yeah.
Alright, so he's still looking for the purging monument. And since I am in a bad situation, flask-wise, I am going to... Oh, I have 2 back somehow. I'm actually going to warp back to Firelink here. And we are going to call it a day right here. Because the next thing on our agenda is to fight a very hard NPC invader. And I probably will need more than 2 flasks for that. So,
Ashen One, for the Lords of Cinder. Very then.
okay, we'll go on and take up our endurance.
Ashen One.
That'll work. All right, thank you guys for tuning in. Next time we're going to continue in this area. We'll probably clear out the entire swamp section. And maybe a little bit further. We'll see how things go. Appreciate y'all. We'll catch you next time. Take care, everybody.